humor. There's some good gore, likable characters. There's we haven't really tackled the whole Freddy's mom coming as a ghost and talking to the doctor. You always know she's a ghost. She would not be on top of a clock tower that's locked. So you get this vibe about her, and then you have to put his body on sacred grounds. And some people have complained about this movie, saying that it's like the most Catholic, or the most religious of the Freddy movies.
It absolutely is, yeah.
Yeah, but I also think we're also in a world of a paranormal entity who can enter your dreams and is somewhat of a demon. So I don't think the jump to kind of faith and Catholicism is that much of a jump in regards to religion, because you've already opened up the otherworld demon type vibe.
Well, Freddy was never properly canonized as anything before this movie, right?
That's true, yeah.
He was some kind of boogeyman / fiend / evil ghost / some kind of malevolent entity in the first two movies. And that was it. You'd call him, it was interchangeable, whatever you called him. It didn't matter. And this, we're addressing the fact that essentially he's infernal. In some way, shape, or form, right? That he has at least been brought back as something infernal or demonic, and or empowered with evil. He literally uses souls to gain power.
Yeah.
Right? This is as biblically evil as something could get. This sounds like a satanic or Luciferian race to get souls in a way, to achieve some unspoken victory. So if you're going to complain about throwing in this nun who happens to be his mother, who's a ghost, who's throwing in this hallowed ground, and of course the psychiatrist took it all upon himself to go get a cross and go get holy water to make hallowed some ground, right? He was improvising, if you will. But yeah, like I understand people's criticism, but I don't feel it's actually a real leap on the part of the writers when they're revealing these more, again, specifically demonic things. He's not just a paranormal ghost. He's not just some dream something. He thrives on souls. Once you thrive on souls, I think we've made it about good and evil.
He becomes Shang Tsung.
You become Shang Tsung, which I just watched recently again.
Me too.
Yeah, you become. I watched that on Independence Day because the world was trying to fight for their independence from Outworld.
I watched it yesterday.
Oh, you did too. So, I saw it on the 4th though. I saw that and I saw Independence Day. Those were my two Independence Day movies.
And I gotta tell you something funny. Megan loved it. She was like, this is cheeky and fun. She dug every second of it.
It is, isn't it, Christopher Lambert?
Billions will die.
Oh my God. It's so, I get that nowadays everyone's going to hate that a white guy is playing an Asian god, but whatever, it was funny at the time. And Christopher Lambert was very big.
I mean, I do like the final fight though. You have Robin Shao versus Shang Tsung headlining the final fight of the film. I mean, that was something pretty cool in 95. You had never seen just Robin Shao was the hero of that movie. So I really dug that. At least it went there. It kind of redeemed itself a little bit.
It's a very satisfying movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's hokey in the right parts. It's cheeky. It knows what it is. Goro gets punched in the balls.
We're gonna have to do that movie one day.
Oh no, we'll bring Megan on. Let's do it. I'm totally in.
We have to do all the movies. But no, so again, I didn't have a problem with it. But I don't think we knew she was a ghost the whole time, Mark, because when we saw her in the church tower, or not the church, I'm sorry, the abandoned wing tower of the psychiatric hospital, that is the 3rd of 4 times that we see her, and the 4th time is at the last funeral.
I guess the last, when you see her all the way up there, and then he has to bang a lock with a rock, which is a great shot.
Yeah.
I got it mixed up, I think.
But the first 2 times we see her, it's kind of like in passing, and it's at one of the earlier funerals, and like you'd wonder like, why the hell is she there? Oh, but she's giving us an exposition dump. But the weird thing though, and I'll give you this though, Mark, is that she seems to know way too much about Freddy for someone in passing.
Yeah, she knows a lot about Freddy and his tragic backstory.
Like if I saw that woman and she's telling me the level of detail, I'm just thinking.
Who is this lady? Who are you, lady? I mean, she helps, though. She tells him what's going on. This guy, I never remember his name, the doctor, but he goes the extra effort to save these
Neil
kids.
something.
Yeah, and he battles a Ray Harryhausen skeleton that the director
Oh,
loved.
I love the skeleton. And the special effects people, they said in, I don't know if it was the documentary or the special features I saw, how they tried to give it Freddy's posture, and like they made it hunched over. It was tough to show with the technology at the time, but I like that they tried. I like that it was hunched over. I like that it skulked instead of sauntering or walking towards its victim. But I liked how it was crusty and burnt.
Yeah, charred. And how it was just a bag of bones, but then Freddy inhabited it, and then it became a walking bag of bones.
It just sprang into life.
New powers of Freddy, which I dug. And I mean, they took chances, man. They had marionettes in this. They had skeletons. They did different things in regards to his kills. And I know people have complained about his kill of Will. I'm rhyming today. Pop a lock with a rock. The kill of Will.
Dungeons and Dragons Will.
Yeah, the Dungeons and Dragons Will, where he blows up the gigantic chair that they said was incredibly unwieldy on set, and it looks like it. And does he say, you need to sit down? Like, Freddy taunts Will. But people have complained that Will just got stabbed in the chest. But to me, that's more demoralizing. He gets this victory of realizing his powers. He defeats the evil wheelchair that someone in Murderball would love, which that's one of my favorite documentaries ever. He blows it up, and he has this victory, and Freddy just picks him up in the air and kills him blasé-esque. I think that's more humiliating than a super-duper cool Freddy kill.
I see this kill both ways, right? Like, I see that seems visually anticlimactic. But he was using his magic. He seemed to be winning. He starts to come close. Why was he coming close? Does his magic work better when he's up close? He starts to run up close. He's got confidence. And that's when Freddy strikes. But I think this comes back to the Terran kill with the syringe fingers, is that Freddy was never really succumbing to the magic.
Yeah, never. He just was playing with him.
Right. This is Freddy's realm, and you have those powers, but it's almost like he's letting you have them, sort of, but maybe not totally. I don't know. Because when Kristen does her flips and like somersault drop kicks,
she has the best powers in this movie.
She somersault drop kicks Freddy in the chest.
It is amazing. And after watching Mortal Kombat with all the kicks to the chest.
And there's a somersault drop kick to the chest of Shang Tsung at the end.
Yes, there is. There's so many of them.
That was what left him on the ground. We're getting a lot of Mortal Kombat in here. But again, I feel like he in some way lets them have these powers, or maybe there are some rules that even he has to abide by, but he's knowledgeable about their powers, perhaps. So you still can get the upper hand on him, but he's got a deeper deck than you do.
There it is.
To play his hand.
He has a better bench. I mean, I don't think he knew that Will could blow up that chair. But I also think he let Will have his fun with his little, I don't know, force fingers.
With his magic from the elf prince, whatever.
That actor, though, he said that he got the character because he knew D&D. And you could tell he did. I mean, that kid owned it, and I loved it. Now, John.
I loved all the D&D moments in that movie.
What would your power be if you could be a dream warrior?
God.
The drop kick? The fish kick?
No. But you see, that's just what I do.
The bear hug?
I believe I already have that skill. Whether or not I do, Mark. I believe I have that skill. I think mine would be telekinesis.
Nice. Ooh, some telekinesis?
You know why? Because when I go do field work in the tropics to collect insects, I would use telekinesis to pull them from the canopies of the trees.
Man, mine would be... Could you do regeneration like Wolverine? So Freddy stabs
you?
If Freddy stabs you?
Oh, that would be so great for gym recovery. I should have picked that for my deadlifting.
You get stabbed by Freddy, and he's laughing. You're like, I'm fine.
That's right. You pull a Wolverine, you're just like, and
then... What you got, Freddy? He starts slicing everything off. It regrows like in Last Stand. That could work.
Right, like instantly.
Yeah.
Regrows like that.
Yeah, exactly. And then he pulls a Wolverine, just kicks me in the balls. Last Stand so bad. No, I mean, it brought in new... It kind of refreshed the franchise because, listen, after 1 and 2, where could you really go? Like, what could have made Freddy fresh after 1 and 2? I think they had to take a different direction. And I think they picked the right one. And it went to Gonzo territory in 4.
I still adore 4, by the way.
Oh man, the effects, jeez, and Rennie Harlan, come on now. But they had to go there, and it made them successful. The movies made money. It kind of revitalized the franchise, and I dug that about it. So I mean, I don't know, the good knife fights. A lot of like the cast went on to do really cool stuff, and and this movie went 2 times platinum with its soundtrack.
Oh, with Dokken?
Yeah, I mean that was a huge hit.
Warriors.
Remember that producer said the only thing she has on her wall is a platinum record from Dokken for this movie. This movie was a legit phenomena. I mean, Freddy went on to get a TV show in 88 to 90. I mean, this made the one-liners, and then it fed into 4 and 5 and 6. So, I mean, it did a good job. I mean, it basically rebooted the franchise a little bit.
You know, and speaking of Dungeons and Dragons, this Freddy movie is like the Lord of the Rings of the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, right? You've got Amanda Kruger dropping in to bring you this sagely exposition that doesn't feel like an exposition dump, right? It's this sagely exposition. You have separate missions by different groups of the protagonists. As the kids are busy protecting each other as best they can, sometimes even in their own separate groups, you've got the adults getting Bones and Holy Water, and Nancy and Neil and Nancy's dad are all doing their own thing, right? And it's quest-like. Because Neil had to get relics. He had to get the holy water. He had to get the crucifix. They had to travel to a special land to destroy the ring.
Yes, they did.
They went to a the cars were lighting up. It's like they went to the center of the volcano to destroy the ring. And again, like there were more distinct rules. And this was like a party fantasy characters in a role-playing game. Not all of them had distinct roles, but Kincaid was like your big, strong barbarian, and Taryn was like our cool, like roguish fighter, and Philip was more like the bard, storyteller, entertainer who would follow with a lyre and sing the stories. We literally had a wizard in the group who was the dungeon master in the game they played. And Nancy is like kind of this Gandalfian leader.
Whoa, been there, done that.
Kristen is more like your Frodo.
Wow, I see it all.
And by the way, just like the end of the second Lord of the Rings movie, our Gandalf, our Nancy, appears to die and then comes back to save them from something.
And she stabs Freddy with his own glove.
Dude, the Lord of the Rings of the Noes franchise.
Oh, that makes me happy. How happy are you right now?
I'm actually pretty pleased. I was jotting down notes as we were potting to put this together.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, I love that. and I love at the end too how it's Kincaid, it's Kristen, and it's Nancy joining together to kill. Well, and the Doctor joining together to kill him. And Kincaid does the pipe. Kristen does the spin kick.
And Joey. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Joey was out. Never mind.
Nancy does the rebar. And then the Doctor does the assist with the holy water. It's a full group effort. They have to, they can't Leroy Jenkins this. They got to work together as a team. And I dug that about it. I didn't even think about that. That's fun. This is a fun movie. This really is. And this is much better than I remembered it being. I think I just watched it as a Freddy movie back in the day, but now I was able to appreciate this.
I'm with you. Yeah.
And I also like, too, that I've been talking about this a lot, but there's movies like Back to the Future where everything comes back around. Marty sees a car, he gets that car. Marty has a guitar, he invents rock and roll. Marty skateboards, he gets a skateboard. Then you have Tremors. The cliff that Kevin Bacon's peeing on in the beginning is the cliff that the Tremors fly off of at the end. They introduce the pogo sticks. They introduce everything. The bullets, the Coke machine, everything they introduce. And then that all comes back into play. In this movie, you see the marionette on the guy's wall, so he goes after them with that. Taryn, you learn about her. You learn about Kincaid having like his issue. So all of their I don't know, Nancy comes back as a protector. She wants to help these kids, and she does it at the end by sacrificing herself. And all their traits come back to them. And I like that it's a tight script. It's not, things aren't introduced for nothing. And also, I mean, I like that they keep them in this stock hospital so that they're able to have money for the visual effect, the practical effects.
I don't think it hurt anything. I mean,
no,
I was
absolutely
perfectly
not.
content.
It's smart. It's very smart. Like, I don't have that much money. I know I don't have much money. So how can I keep kids in one location and then have really sweet practical effects?